Hello everyone, I am Ashwini Deshpande. Today we are going to see the starters for the DC motor. So we will start with the necessity of the starter. First we should know why the starters are necessary and what kind of starters we are using in the DC motor. So first is the necessity of the starter. Why we require the starter in the DC motor? Actually DC motors are the self-starting. They don't need any starter for the starting purpose, but it requires for controlling the high armature current at the starting. How the armature current at the starting is get high, that we will see with this equation. Now we know that the back EMF is there, but at the starting the back EMF value is equal to 0, and from the equation V is equal to EB plus IRA, if we put the value of EB is equal to 0, here you can see that EB is equal to 0, V is equal to IRA. So IA can be equal to V upon RA. But RA is having very less value. Armature resistance is generally very small, which is less than 1 ohm. So that value we cannot consider or we can neglect it. So what happened at the starting, because of EB is equal to 0, the armature current will become very high, which is 8 to 10 times more than the normal rated current. So if you can imagine, if that much of current is flowing in the winding, what will happen? If the current is so high, the temperature will increase and the temperature melts the winding get damaged, motor can be get damaged. So to avoid that things, we need to implement a circuit at the starting only. Once the motor acquires the normal running condition, we don't require any external means. So what is the necessity of the starter? Necessity of the starter is that we require to control high starting armature current. That's it. So that is the necessity of the starter. Now the types of the starter. The DC motors have three main starters: 2-point starter, 3-point starter and 4-point starter. 2-point starter is for the DC series motor. 3-point and 4-point starter are for the DC shunt motor. So we have to focus on 3-point starter and 4-point starter, which is used for the DC shunt motor. Now 3-point starter. First I will tell you what is the difference in between the 2-point starter and 3-point starter. Actually the basic working principle operation are the same, only difference is of points. In the shunt motor, the two windings are in parallel with each other, field winding and armature winding. So you can see here, line, field and armature, there are 3 points given for the starter, and that's why it is called as a 3-point starter. But in case of series motor, field and armature are in series with each other. So only 1 point of field and armature and 1 point of line consist a 2-point starter. That's it. So we will first discuss the 3-point starter in detail, and first I will tell you the explanation of this diagram and then we will see the operation. In this diagram you can see external resistance in the form of tappings is connected in the series with the armature winding. Okay. There is one handle or the stud, we can say handle here, and that handle is having the soft iron piece over it. Then here is the electromagnets. Two electromagnets are there, the coil, low volt coil and overload release coil. So main 2 points or the operation of the 3-point starter is completely depend upon these two coils, low volt coil and overload release coil. So we should know the function of each coil. I will tell you in the explanation one by one. Okay, so first we will see the operation of the 3-point starter. At the start, the handle is at off position. Off position means this much of resistance is get connected in series with the armature winding, because we want to reduce the armature current at the starting. So at the starting, when handle is at off position, that much of resistance is get connected and it will help us to reduce the high unnecessary high value of armature current. So this armature current is get reduced by connecting this much of resistance in the circuit. Now when the motor is going to the normal running condition, we don't want that resistance in the circuit. So we move this handle from off position to the run position. As soon as motor start normal running condition, we will keep this handle on the run position, and we need to keep that handle on the running condition because I don't want that external resistance anymore in the circuit after the motor starts running. So here this electromagnet will hold this iron phase. So that is the function of the no volt coil, that no volt coil will hold this handle towards the running condition. Okay, you can see that this no volt coil is having the field winding wounded over it. So when the motor starts, field current is produced and it is flowing in the no volt coil. So no volt coil is acquire a magnetism, and because of this magnetism, this soft iron piece will get stuck here and until the motor is at normal running condition. Okay, so the main function of the no volt coil is to hold that handle at running condition. Okay, so this is the function of the no volt coil. One more function, if there is any problem related with the field winding, the current in that winding is get affected. So if this current is get affected, electromagnetism will get loose, and if the electromagnetism is get loose, the handle is go back towards the off condition with the help of the spring action. As soon as the electromagnetism is get loose, because of the spring action, handle moves back to its original position, that is at off position. So this is the use of the spring. Now the function of the overload release coil. What is the use of overload release coil? Whenever overload current is flowing in the circuit, it is not required. It may be problematic to the operation of the motor. It may damage the motor. So we need to protect our motor from overload current also. So here is the overload release coil. You can see a lever is there on which a triangular piece is there. So at the normal running condition, the current flowing in the overload release coil will not sufficient give the electromagnetism, and that is not sufficient to attract this lever towards it. But as soon as the overload current flowing through this coil, the electromagnetism in this coil is sufficient to attract this lever towards it. Once this lever is get attracted towards it, these 2 points are get shorted and that are connected with this. So this coil is again get shorted. Current through this no volt coil will become 0. If this current is 0, electromagnetism of this coil will get reduced, and the lever or the handle will get at off condition by the spring action, and motor will get turned off. So with the help of overload release coil and no volt coil, we can protect our motor from the overload current condition. So these are the two main functions or the two main coils on which the 3-point starter operation is depend. But with this 3-point starter, there is one drawback of it, and that drawback we can overcome in the 4-point starter. So first we will see what is that drawback. Drawback of the 3-point starter is that we know that no volt coil is connected from the field winding. So you know that in the speed control, flux control is one of the method in which we control our speed by varying the flux. We cannot directly vary the flux. We have to vary that flux with the help of field current. So if I reduce the field current, my speed can be increased. Okay, so for increasing the speed with the help of flux control method, I need to reduce the field current. And if I reduce the field current, what will happen? The current which is flowing through the no volt coil is from the field winding. So the current in the no volt coil also get reduced. And if that value is get reduced below some point, the no volt coil will get demagnetized or electromagnetism is get lost, and unnecessarily the motor will get at off condition or the off position, and motor will get switch off. So this is the main drawback of the 3-point starter, that field winding, as a field winding and the winding over the volt coil are connected in series, or the same winding is there. Because of that, while controlling the speed with the help of flux control method, it may create a problem for the machine. So 3-point starter have this drawback, and that drawback we have covered in the 4-point starter. So we will see this diagram of the 4-point starter. It is more or less same with the 3-point starter. Only the difference is that one extra winding we have inserted, which is wounded over the no volt coil, and we have separated a field winding. So while we are controlling our speed with the help of flux control method, it will not affect uh, the electromagnetism of this coil. So this drawback of 3-point starter is overcome in the 4-point starter. Otherwise, operation and circuit diagrams are same. So here we have covered 3-point starter and 4-point starter of the DC shunt motor. I hope you understand the concept. Thanks everyone. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.